Sure, why not?
That's acceptable, okay. All right.
Call the meeting to order. Have a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
So move. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Colleen, you want to start with the financial report?
Sure. Okay, well, we got a few of them here. So October was a pretty good month for us. We don't have everything in there. We had one concert in here that's not in here for the monies. So, but we had a good month there. November,
What's that, the one number of the settlements jumped out to me, what?
that is from we paid out to the promoter, and we hadn't received the check from Ticketmaster yet.
Okay. Then
And-
that comes back in then the next month?
Actually, it didn't come in till January.
Okay.
We had some problems with the check. It got lost, and so,
Wow, that one, huh?
yeah. So November, we had a good month again, but you'll notice that it's still under the settlements. It's in the negative still. In November, we had the $9,000 of extra cost was for the new Wi-Fi system upgrade. So there was a little extra expense in that. So just wanted you to know that it is. And then the Obermiller Nelson, we had $16,800 expense for some of the retrofitting of the air conditioning and heating after City Hall went down.
That's in the repairs and maintenance? No.
That is under,
You said about 16,000?
yeah,
Where's that under?
I'll tell you here just a sec.
Other services.
Yep, other services, yes. And then in December, if you see way at the bottom of the page, it's kind of in a little gray area. That was the amount of that check that did not get into our 2018. So it was $102,099.72. So for the end of the year, we're at 179.
So that's when they found the check.
Yep, and the check will be showing up in our January report. So. And we got quite a few coming back again for 2020 now that we can go out through 2020.
Colleen, let's finish this up
Okay,
and either approve or see if we need to talk about anything else on these monthly reports. Billy?
So moved. Second. Approval.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the 3 months. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Guess it wouldn't have been any. All right, now Colleen, I'm sorry.
that's fine. Since we've been okayed to go through 2020 now, we've got quite a few things on the books already for 2020. Ones that have been here over the years. We do have, in June this year, I got a call from Mark Knutson with the marathon. They're doing a Wonder Woman run in June. We just got that scheduled here. They're going to do this summer. We've got a couple other concerts in the works that, for in May. Other than that, it's pretty much normal through the summertime.
Wonder Woman,
Wonder Woman, yes.
you participating?
No.
You're going to lead that one, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
What
No,
is that
Billy.
all about?
I,
Oh, I'm gonna lead it, yeah.
and then I got 2 separate letters here, one from Drones and one from TEDx, asking for their discount and stuff, so I'll let you read them. They were told this year that they were doing Eventbrite all the time for their ticketing system. Since we're Ticketmaster, they are going to go, we've been talking to them about them going through Ticketmaster on their events this year, so we can have, control of the monies, and then they get a check back at the end. And we've had a conference call with my rep from Ticketmaster and the 3 gals with TEDx. And seemed to go good. They thought it was much easier than what they anticipated it was going to be. So we've got that. I know TEDx is asking for $7,200 discount.
What did we give them last year?
Last year, we gave them the 1 day's rent like we do with everybody. And then the mayor, he opted to put in the rest out of his fund. And I would recommend doing the same again this year.
These are both TEDx?
Yep, one's for drones and one's for TEDx. The drones is the single one, the single sheet, this one here.
Oh, I just saw,
Yeah,
oh,
they're both the same company.
okay.
So,
Both of them pretty well attended, aren't they?
yes, they are. Yeah, they usually sell out, both of them.
We haven't changed our pricing on anything since we've kind of been sized down, have we?
No. But that is something I want to bring up to see. We've been at our deposits, or our 1-day rent is $650 for an 8-hour day. We've been at that price for 3 years. So I'm wondering if the board would approve going up, starting June 1st, to $700, go up $50 a day.
Maybe what we should do is take that in some kind of an order here and get a couple of these other things cleaned up. But first of all, let's, do you want to discuss that one first before we talk about the TEDx and the drones?
It doesn't matter if you want to. We can discuss that one first, because we're still looking at the TEDx and drones one.
I'm wondering, Bruce, if we should maybe wait until we have a couple more board members before we talk about raising any rates or anything like that.
That sounds
I
fine.
think that's a good idea, yeah.
Table it for now.
Well, and what I might suggest is that you come up with some ideas of what you want or what you think we should be getting, and I might check around to see if we're going to be, comparable with these other ones. So if you could maybe come up with what you want and what is being offered by other people, then I think it'll be easier for everybody to
Sure.
make a discussion on that. And again, with us being 2 members light this time, I'm not sure we want to run into changing rates.
I agree.
Okay?
But and so,
It
do we,
doesn't put you in a time.
No, there's no time frame for that.
Okay.
and do we need to approve the TEDx and the drones right now, or?
Well, we can table that for next time, too. The drones are here in May, so we'll have to decide before May. I think we could decide on just their 1 day's discount. And we'd have to decide, I think, on probably their ticketing deal, so they can get their ticketing stuff going.
Just a thought, would it be possible, it feels better with all 5 members present when we talk about, we wanted to have a discussion, Colleen and I talked about ticketing, and there are those that rent the facility that are suggesting, why can't we be allowed to use our ticketing system? And they're using the drone focus example of Eventbrite. They were allowed to use that for a couple of years. And so, as predicted, you know, sometimes when you do that, then come one, come all type thing. So we wanted to have a discussion about that. Colleen and I talked about it yesterday a little bit, and the city currently owns 3 venues, the Fargo Dome, the Civic, obviously, and Newman Outdoor Field as well. The Fargo Dome and Newman Outdoor, if you utilize those facilities, you use the ticketing system that the building uses. And of course, that's kind of a business decision, because then the ticket sales go through the facility owner, and rather than through the organization that has their own ticketing system, and then we get reimbursed type thing. So that's the discussion we wanted to have. Yesterday, Colleen and I thought maybe we could just call a special meeting. When all 5 are available, we get together, and for a half hour, we chat through some of these things, and we think it's kind of a policy decision that the board needs to make on the ticketing. Do we stick with, we've now got Ticketmaster. It works. So, I mean, there may be, from an event renter's perspective, advantages to using something else, but it works. So, just a thought.
Well, it would eliminate that issue of
Yeah.
the ticket.
Yeah, it's I think it's kind of a policy issue that have a good open discussion.
Yep.
And make a call. And
I have no problem with putting it off until we can get the rest of
Get
the
all
members.
5 members,
Yeah.
okay.
get everybody's input.
Get everybody
and-
together.
Did you have those evaluation sheets? Billy didn't get a chance to look at them.
Whoops.
So, anything else, Colleen, that we should be addressing?
No,
Any issues?
no issues.
I think we're going to find that we finally, for the first time ever, I think we've got an unhappy customer with the holiday tournament.
Oh, I guess I haven't looked at them.
Which one is that?
Basketball.
Oh, okay.
While we're waiting, Bruce, have you got anything that you might want to bring up?
The Performing Arts Task Force continues to meet, and they're still looking at their preferred location, as I understand it. I don't participate in the task force, but their preferred location, although they're doing their due diligence, is the location where the Civic stands. But there are some challenges with taking the Civic down if that's the decision that's made, and so I encourage them to make sure you you go in eyes wide open, because it's not as easy, for example, as taking City Hall down, old City Hall that we just did. So I think that for our next regularly scheduled meeting, I would like to ask somebody from the Performing Arts Task Force to be here and provide an update to us. What do you think of that?
Nice.
Yeah. because Colleen calls routinely and, what can I book? I've got the phones ringing and, will we be here, won't we, that type. So, reasonable questions.
Good.
When is our next regular scheduled?
March 15th.
We could probably, hopefully everyone can make it and we can do the discount thing at the same time and stuff. So instead of getting another special meeting for that, why don't we just do it at that? Because that's
Yeah, I
less than a
mean,
month.
You know, we're getting inquiries about using individual ticketing systems and those types of things, and we want to be responsive, of course, with an answer, but March 15th, I think the event that is associated with the inquiry is in June?
June,
That
yes.
sound correct? So, and when, for something like that, when do tickets generally go on sale or
It's up
tickets?
to the person that's bringing in the show when they want their tickets to go on sale.
Okay,
That instance with that group, they usually do about 3 or 4 months out.
so that's the
That's
problem.
okay.
We lose
Yep.
a month, then we can't provide with that,
An
so.
answer, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we could meet anytime, if those other two are available.
Yeah, I think if we can check with the Dans and see what they've got going and make sure Bruce is available for it too, and see if we can't get another one scheduled.
And, you know, when, when that gets scheduled, we can have the performing arts update at that meeting. I believe they've got another meeting of that group next week. I'm sure they do. So they're moving, and so we could have that update whenever we get the next meeting scheduled with all 5 present. That's what I would suggest.
What works good for you 3? Okay.
Friday mornings are fine.
Mornings, good,
Yep.
right away in the morning,
That would work, I think, best.
okay?
Is there anybody from this group still attending those meetings?
I am not. Colleen has been.
I
Okay,
have been, yeah.
okay,
I missed this one last week. I was
okay.
gone,
Okay.
sunning myself.
Okay, then maybe we should just make aware, why don't you hand me that one? And it's from the holiday tournament that took place on the 2nd of February, and it was the Holiday Girls Tournament. And it's the first time that I've seen one that's come back where management and the staff polite and courteous, and the comment is no, not a good experience this year.
Okay, I was not there. I did talk to both Pat and Rick. It was a lady came in, and on our doors and everything else in our building, it states no outside food or beverage. Well, our security people told her she couldn't bring her stuff in, and she got irate.
I mean, stuff, what means,
Her food and drinks.
okay.
I believe it was McDonald's. And they wouldn't let her in. And so she pretty much had a tirade.
And she was one of the workers?
Nope, she was a person that was coming to watch.
Did we talk with Derek Nelson after this?
Pat had talked to Derek, because the lady went and talked to Derek Nelson also. And Pat had talked to Derek, and Derek said, well, couldn't you make an exception? And she said, well, that's why we have these rules. It's stated on the doors, and you know that and stuff. And so she told Derek to call me on Monday. I've never heard from Derek. Then they had basketball on the 9th of February, the boys. No incidents.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon. I mean,
No.
I attend quite a few sporting events at the at the Fargo Dome, and when you're in line, it's common that
Oh, yeah.
food or drink, you can't take it in. I mean, it's just the way
It's
most
just,
venues
yeah,
operate.
right.
Yeah.
But she said, well, we can take it in when we go to sporting events and at the schools, but this is not a
It's not a
school,
school.
you know?
How
So,
did they get on that form though? She's just.
well, this is Derek. She talked to Derek
Okay.
that day. So,
Well,
You're gonna have them, aren't you?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the thing I would suggest, Colleen, is if you have the opportunity, maybe you should call Derek and just ask him if there was something more.
Then just
Then
that.
just-
There isn't much
Okay.
information on there.
That's right. Anyway,
I'll follow up with it.
I have a very difficult time not supporting you because it is the policy and we have reasons why we do this. And if we start making exceptions for this, then we're going to have to make exceptions for
Then
other people.
it's not worth even having our concession stand open. You know, if they're gonna be bringing things in. I mean, even like, this weekend, we've got Osted's Golf in here. And they want our concession stand open. Well, right in the contract, it states no outside food or beverage when our concessions are open. And it's in their contract. And I always make sure I tell them, tell your vendors they can't bring anything in. And usually we don't have, you know, there's a few that'll come in the back door and we catch them. And they don't have a problem, they take them back out to their vehicle.
Well, they're advertising that there's a whole 19 and that there's beverages. Is that part of our contract with them?
They are having, I think it's the tap room coming in. The tap room has to get a temporary license through the city of Fargo. I have that already. We do get our normal 20% of their gross sales for liquor.
Okay.
And it's just beverage, right?
Just beverage, yep. Yep.
Well,
They had wanted to put in like food trucks and stuff, but they didn't have any place for them after they got all their vendors. And they've got a big 40 by 60-foot net hung up in the arena for hitting golf balls.
I could even miss that.
now, are we going to have somebody here taking pictures of something like this so that we can get it on the website?
I suppose I can contact Greg and see if he's available Saturday or Sunday.
Well, I think that would be a great picture to have on our website, that we can do events like this.
Yeah, we'll look into that, yeah.
Do you want to talk to him, Bruce, or do you want me to give him a call?
I would appreciate if you could help me out with that one. Now, I work in the same office space, so no doubt we will cross paths, but,
Yeah,
Great.
I'll give him a call.
And then Colleen, again, I would just request that you touch base with Derek and
Okay.
see if there's something that we're missing, because I personally don't see that there was anything done wrong unless something was, and we need to know.
And that I don't know about.
Right.
Yeah, or Pat and Rick didn't witness or whatever. Yeah,
I think that would be, anybody else agree or disagree with that?
Well, I think something, it needs to be pointed out that you signed the contract and it states right in there.
yeah.
well, and if it's only, only food and beverage, that's one thing, but there is no specific, so you're not sure, was it something else? I don't know what that might be, but.
And I would suspect that if we have some dietary restrictions on somebody or for somebody, that we accommodate that.
Yes, we do.
It's not that we're just that we are telling people not to bring it in unless it's been approved or,
You're right.
okay. Evaluation sheets, lost business? I hate to ask that question.
Nothing.
Super. And we kind of touched, anything else you want to bring up about coming events?
Well, the Edge Life in April, that is The gentleman that owned that business, he sold it to a lady out of Denver. So it'll be the first time working with her this year. But she seems very good. I've talked to her quite a few times on the phone. She's trying to get a feel for the space and everything, you know. So, and Rick has talked to her quite often to help her with setup and stuff. So, but I think that'll be a good one. They've gone down to just 2 days instead of 3. The third day was always just speakers in the lower level, and she's not going to do that.
How are we handling parking and access now? How do you get here from your office to this spot?
I have to walk outside from the other
But
building.
there's gonna be a lot of work going on, I suppose, as soon as weather breaks for parking and changing things, right?
I don't think we're going to have any less parking, except for between us and the library.
Well, I think, and again, maybe this is a website piece, but we've got surface parking north of the building that I don't think most people realize. Right across the street. It's, I don't know, a couple hundred stalls.
It's not that many anymore because they
But
moved.
it will be when the fence
Oh,
comes down,
when the
is my
fence comes
point. As
down,
soon as
yeah.
the windows are in, the fence will go back to where it was, and so
Okay.
and so I think that word of there's surface parking available there, maybe we need to figure out how to get that word out.
Well, I usually let people know when they call or ones that are renting the facility, they'll ask about parking.
Yeah.
And I tell them they can park in that north lot that it says City of Fargo employees only, but after 4:30 and on weekends, no
Yeah,
problem.
Yep.
So,
Does our sign in the front still, do we put things on there? Can we maybe put that up there, that parking is available for civic events in these other places?
I suppose we could the day of shows.
Oh, I think you need it more than that. I mean,
Well, I'm afraid if you put it on that sign like that, then we may have the people parking in there Monday through Friday between 7:30 and 4:30. And then employees don't have a spot.
well, but if we say that parking available for civic events after 4:30, I mean, just, let's talk about it. I
Okay.
mean, there's got to be a way, I mean, just to tell the event sponsor, that doesn't do any good, but if people are driving down 4th Street, which is a pretty good street to have that information, I mean, it doesn't cost us anything to put it on, so why wouldn't we use it? Anything else?
We did this year have a new event. It was Valentine's Day. It was missing and murdered Indigenous people. They did a walk, and that went very well.
It's beautifully done. It's one of the coldest days of the year.
Yeah,
Gosh.
yep. They were very pleased. They only used half of the lower level. So they were in and out in about 3.5 hours, and it went real well for them.
Anything else new?
No,
Dan's going to do burgers in the parking lot again, it looks like, huh?
yes.
Good.
And this year, we offered him, we've got a big walk-in cooler. You know, he was trying to keep things on ice to keep cold, so we told them if they brought their stuff over the day before the event, he can put it in the walk-in cooler, and then they can just go in there and restock. So it'd be a lot less, hassle with trying to get an ice truck here and everything else for them.
All right, anybody else? Bruce, anything? Motion to it, and we're going to set up a date and you're going to get it back together, so.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you.